veneering part C, part 3, whichever you like prefer. Right, now I have my piece of veneer that I'm going to put in. I've done a little bit of work on this already, but here it is. Here's the piece we've got to do. I've had to fill the bottom half because it had blown, so I've done that now. I use a knife. That's fine. That's right. Use a knife, yeah, for cutting the veneer. Make sure you've got a new blade in it though. Don't use an old blade. The sharper it is, the better. That's why I like these scalpel blades. I just get a packet of fresh ones and I put a fresh one in there. Alright, so, but cutting with these is very dangerous. You could just, with a new blade, you could just wipe your finger with it and you would slice a whole chunk of skin off. So be careful when you use these. Now, for the common mistake that a lot of people make. If you can see here, the veneer, it's pretty well plain. It's got a bit of stripy pattern on it, but that doesn't matter. No. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. That's awful grain. So I'm going to have to recut that. It just chipped out the top end of that there, so that must have been loose. So we'll have to start again and scrape that old glue off of there. Oh, see, you always make your mistakes. So this piece of veneer for this job is useless. Total waste of veneer. Total waste of your time as well. You've just done. So when you're doing this job, start with the cut first, the straight cut. If you have to make a pattern in the middle, do the pattern first, then cut your veneer out. Don't do your veneer first. I think, oh, this bit will do for that edge there. That's enough to do that. It wasn't enough. I knew it wasn't enough because it was almost exactly the right size. It was fractionally bigger than what I used. But I had a chip on that. That chipped the piece of the veneer chipped off. I knew it would. I knew it was because it was loose at the top. So you saw me recut it. I fitted my veneer in there, and now it's actually about 2 or 3 mil short. No use. So cut this piece after you've cut your first piece out, the bit you're replacing. I'm okay. I've got plenty. You might not have. You might only have a little 3-inch square or something like that. That's all they sell in the craft shops. Right, now this veneering. I've had to clean up the piece as I did before with a straight edge and an angle piece, so I've got a triangle. I had to do that because there was a big chip at the bottom of it, so I had to fill that in first. So I had to remove a lot of the bad veneer first, chop that out, put a new piece in. So I've had to do that, but I'm going to still do the original way of doing veneer. So here we have it. Now, to begin with, I've put a piece of wood over the top. As you can see, there it is. You see, I've already cut that piece out. But I'm going to cut this veneer so that it fits into the space. Now, I'm cutting the old bit of the old veneer and a bit of the new veneer. This is always the wrong side for me. Never mind. I have to do it with the camera, you see. So I'll put that on there. Put that over that piece there. So I'll make sure I get on the old piece and the new piece. It's always awkward. I've also, before I cut, I've aligned this veneer grain with the grain in this wood, which is very important. I'd say this is a problem. Now where do I cut? I've covered up my spot. I don't know where I'm cutting, do I? So we've got to make a little mark on there so I know where I'm cutting. Right, I'm just going to mark this off here. Now I need it about there. So I don't want to cut any more than above that line there. Look, maybe a little bit more, just a little bit above that line. So so we know where we're cutting to. This is always a problem when you cover something up and you try and cut through two pieces. Right, okay. It's actually split on my cut line, so not the cut I was just doing, the original cut. It's actually cut into it. Now that's a bit of a lucky coincidence. I'm not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth, as they say. Now I need another to keep this clamped into position. You can't always, by the way, you can't always do this. Get a scrap bit of veneer. If you've got a piece, put it on top. That'll protect your veneer that you're cutting. Keep it as a piece. Oh, there we go. Right, let me take this old one off. Oh, and my hands are bad tonight. The old painkillers are wearing off. Right, again, let's break this piece off here because I need to see where my line is. Now I've drawn a line on here that at the angle that I really need. So I need to make sure I follow that angle. There. Excuse me, I'm going to put my action. I'm going to put that back over there so you can see what I'm doing. Ducky twice like that. There we go. Just get the chisel behind it and just take off the bad bit. As you can see, I've had to take quite a bit off of here. I didn't want to, but I've had to. Right, there we go. All cut in, no gaps. A little bit of a scratch mark where I went over with the knife, but that will sand out. Right, now I'm going to glue this up. You see me do that already. I'm going to leave it till tomorrow morning. I won't touch this until tomorrow morning. Then we've got some paints. We've got to paint stain this piece to match it in with this particular piece of wood. You don't want to see me glue this up again, do you? No, I don't think so. I'll see you in a minute after I've glued this up. Oh, you're back early. Oh, I thought you'd gone for the good. Ah, never mind. Right, I'm just clamping this up now. Put a piece of polythene underneath to protect the surface. Also stops this gluing to the other part. You need to tighten the clamps up to an even pressure both sides, so you get an even pressure right the way along the board. You're able to tighten these up there quite good. Now, you don't want to clamp too tight, but you want to clamp it so it's firmly down with an even pressure. If you're using a bigger piece of veneer, you would use more clamps, obviously. So I'll just get that down there. Right, now there's nothing I can do now until tomorrow morning till that is perfectly dry. You can even leave it 24 hours, it doesn't matter. I'm going to say, be careful when you're working with wood. Well, be careful just working in the workshop. You need to be. We don't want any accidents at all if we can help it. Anyway, that's it for this part. I'll see you soon. Keep safe. Bye for now.